HellRaisers Virtus.Pro battling it out here in the city upon the sea, which is Shanghai. That is absolutely correct. You are watching the Intel Extreme Masters live from China. My name is Trey Saranthus, and of course to my right, again, will be Vendetta, and then to his right will actually be Bleh. Now, guys, Virtus.Pro fighting for a lifeline here. But they did manage to secure that one map. So you're saying there's a chance.
There's a chance, and they actually closed out a map in rather decently fashion, I'd say.
Like, yeah, it kind of felt like even the HellRaisers were kind of mounting a comeback, it never felt like VP were out of it, right? The rounds were pretty close and whatnot. This is surprising.
Yeah, it's kind of taken us by surprise because like that's the thing with VP, and I think that's the reason why we sound like a broken record. Like we know they can play so much better. Like they just need that chance because every time you're ready to give up on them, that's when they have a map that gives you a little bit of confidence, and that's kind of what this Mirage was and what it felt like. Obviously, being able to take away HellRaisers map pick, that's a great start.
Yes, indeed, that is very true. And of course, there were some shaky moments there. There were some squeaky times on the Virtus.Pro side, but I think maybe towards the later part of that second half, when is HellRaisers going to mount this comeback? Is this going to happen?
Yeah.
No? Okay. Well, breathe a sigh of relief. You have to put them away in one more map, though. But for all intents and purposes, this is a much better-looking Virtus.Pro than we saw earlier today.
Yeah, it is a much better-looking VP. At the same time, HellRaisers as well had some weird issues. Like Fetz was top fragging and all that. Look, I don't like just looking at the scoreboard and saying what went wrong, but I was seeing a number of times, like Issa, for example, Angel as well. The multiple times where they're going for re-peaks on the CD side, unnecessary re-peaks. Right? I don't think they were giving too much respect to VP, and that kind of capitulated. They didn't have any money because of that. And VP as well, they're playing with confidence, and HellRaisers gave them an inch, and they took a mile, and that's great, right? But then going to map number 2, here's the thing. This was HellRaisers' map pick, and I really thought HR would take this one. And for Train, now this really raises some questions. This is a map pick from VP, and if they go outdoor banging like they did on Mirage, this could be quite a banger indeed.
Everybody does like a good outdoor banging, I think, is what's in the cards potentially, but that really does always depend on what VP shows up. However, when we go to look at Train, what exactly should we be looking for on either side of the equation?
One thing that's been absolutely massive for them, and one thing that's a positive as well, because if you think about who's been performing, at a rather consistent level for them, it's been Pasha. And Pasha is a massive part of how they play their T sides in terms of just finding picks, finding openers really for them, playing around that A main area on pretty much the entirety of the T side, switching between that and Ivy. That's pretty much his home base for the better part of the T side. And he has actually, for not being the most mobile operator, he's not the kind of, I guess, the tricky movement kind of guy who,
he's not exactly smooth with his movement. Yeah,
exactly. He's not like a guy who flies around corners to get crazy jump shots, that kind of stuff. He'll hold his angles and find his shots, but he's exceptionally good at doing that, especially on Train. And that's a lot of the times what opens up these slow kind of sieges that VP have on towards the yard area. And I think that's something that's going to be vital for them to actually deal with it as well, especially because you have a guy like Issa. And you mentioned that Issa loves playing Train and is an exceptional rifler, and he loves playing close up by the bomb trains as well.
Absolutely.
6 Train, Blue Train, that's kind of his area. If he gets taken out rather quickly, that creates instability within the HellRaisers defense. That's something Virtus.Pro can pounce on.
Can really capitalize on and sort of exploit this game plan where, hey, we opened a few doors, and now we're going to keep opening doors.
And one thing also like
give us
about
an inch, maybe we'll give you potentially a few more miles out of that.
Give them a finger.
Oh, man. No.
Let's not go there. Let's not go there.
No, okay, Blay, what do you got?
No, nothing. I just want to add on to what Ven just said right now is the fact that HellRaisers like playing a very aggressive CD side, especially in outer yard, where they kind of like strangulate you and don't really give you much room to work with, right? And that's going to be a problem. A lot of innuendos over here. But apart from that, one thing where HR really like doing on that A bombs that VP should be careful about is, well, Pasha plays towards Ivy. HR is very good at kind of pushing and slowly pushing in on T side, and then finally like swarming all over the A bomb side where you have Angel just charging and you have Bondi kind of at the back lines, Issa and Angel leading the charge, right, and getting those kills on the outer bomb side. So for VP, I need him on this CD side especially. I need him to play with a little bit more aggression. I wouldn't say aggression, but a little bit more force, so to speak, right?
Assertive.
Be more assertive. That's the right word. And just make HR struggle to get some map control, kind of stifle them a little bit, and don't let them get control of Ivy, for example, or Pop Dog that easily. I think that could be what they need to take this particular map.
Yeah. No, I think one thing to note now, too, that we've gotten a little further into VP playing in this tournament is Morels is actually really putting up a fight here, making a case for himself, and you could see the confidence that VP's kind of now instilling in him. Hey, we're boosting you, window room. You better get this frag. So,
he does it.
No pressure, bro. But, you know, I actually think we're going to have a real special treat. I got a real special treat for each and every single one of you watching the Intel Extreme Masters right now. We do have a member of HellRaisers standing by. Let's hear what he has to say.
Yeah, I have Coach. He's got to hold this thing together. John's with us here. That's a challenge to come back from. But just before we did this interview, I'm like looking at your team here. Everybody is looking so relaxed. And you were just saying like, yeah, okay, so we lost one, we got 2 more.
Yeah, it's like it's not something new for us to lose our map pick. Like for some reason we are kind of like doing it a lot, but then we are like usually bouncing back on the second map, so it's okay for us. Because like first we understand that like in some ways we were like not that confident and we were like gaining it mostly by the end of the half, but the end of the match in second half. Yeah, so it was good that like we gave them a fight after like really hard first half. And like, we're like pretty comfortable going on like playing train as CT, especially if we're gonna get our momentum rolling. I think we're gonna be like it's gonna be really good for us.
Why do you feel like you always lose your map pick? If that's a consistent thing that you have, how does that keep happening?
I don't know. Like maybe it's some of the kind of mindset things, because like we feel like yeah, it's our map. In some ways, we're like a bit less concentrated on some small details of the game, and like. For example, one important round we can lose like when like just one player don't focus on one small thing, then like 2 more rounds happens and when we are like yeah, let's like start bouncing back, but it might be too late sometimes. And especially yeah, like right now we're here with a stand-in, so it's like harder for us to get like team stuff working on really good. But the guys like feeling it individually, and like I hope on the second map we're gonna show the better fight.
As a coach, what do you do with HellRaisers to turn things around when it's starting to roll against them? How do you deal with this team, and how do you pick them back up again?
Like we're kind of trying to make our mindset better. That like it's not a big thing to lose the first map, and like second map, especially starting with a good half. And we just need to catch every moment of the game to be better and better and get this best of 3 in our favor.
Best of 3 in your favor. Yeah. Can that happen? We'll find out. Jonta and his team looking to pull it back against VP.
Absolutely true. Absolutely true that they're looking to pull it back there. That first map not having gone their way, now Train could potentially put them out of the tournament, but only time will tell. And I kind of have to ask you guys real quick, do we think that this is going to be a different showing?
I actually am leaning a little. I'm going to give HellRaisers the benefit of the doubt here. I do think VP had a kind of a lucky showing in the sense that all 5 players on their side on Mirage actually performed pretty well. They all got close or above that 20 frag mark. I don't think that's going to be something that they can rely on going into this best of 3 series further. So I think HellRaisers are going to be able to fight back and bring it to a 3rd.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I think HR will definitely take this map. I mean, look, I don't want to be naysayer, right? I like the polls and all that, but let's be honest, it seemed a little fluky in HR. It kind of felt like they were asleep half the time. So I'm expecting to see this map go the way of the Razors from Hell.
Well, somehow, some way, can the HellRaisers bring this one back full circle, or will it be a complete fail-fish moment here for Virtus.Pro and see a 3rd map? You know what? Only time will tell. You can see it. Look at them raging. Look at them fired the fork up over on the HellRaiser side. It's about time to get in that game. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to Train. Virtus.Pro and HellRaisers. Take it away, Harry and Snods.
Yeah, thank you very much. VP versus HellRaisers. Our analyst desk obviously going to be siding the way of HR. I don't think that we can count the polls out just yet, though, Snods. I mean, if anything we saw back on Mirage, anything to go by, they're looking very good right now.
So you're predicting the 2-0 sweep here for VP?
I'm predicting the 2-0 sweep for VP.
Interesting. I still think this is going to go to 3 maps here. Let's see how this one does go underway. Molotov out towards Connector will allow for the rotations to be denied so far towards the B site. A very smart play now as they rush down lower ramp. Angel here alone.
He's going to try and hold his ground. Has been spotted out, and finally they're going to deal with him. It's Neo and Morales to open things up. Bomb plan now looks to come through for VP. Morales goes aggressive. He's going to be keeping an eye on this aggression from HR. Now pulling back into the bomb site, looking to try and play the after plan. It is going to be planted up for a ramp. Dead Fox edging forward. HellRaisers know they have to be quick here. Morales and Pasha going to go ahead and find 2 between them. Fate's left in a 1v4, and he was the top fragger back on Mirage, but that's going to be asking too much of the man. VP securing themselves the pistol here over on the T side.
Brilliant pistol there from VP. Neo jumping out towards T main, making it look like a rush towards the A site. He mollies out towards Connector. And that denies the rotation from the CT side defense from the A site towards B, pretty much quarantining the B anchors from HellRaisers alone versus 4. And for Angel, he had to get so many kills there to make that even feasible for HR, and he couldn't quite deliver the goods. And with that, VP continue the momentum from the last map as they go 1-0 up. And now versus the 4 spy. Nice shot there as well from Pasture onto Fate, so 5 versus 4 already, as he still goes for more.
No. Yeah, Pasha not content with just the one frag. Does have Mihu here to help him out. In case things go south, he's going to be having a fine time of things right now. Second kill going to be coming on in for Pasha with that scout. And for HellRaisers, things are certainly not looking up just yet. They've lost 2 players, Issa and Fates. The remaining 3 going to be grouped up in towards CT and that B-bomb site. Not really looking for a fight, with the exception of Angel. Going to be playing this very passively, hoping that a couple of stray poles go wandering into their crosshairs.
If not, they can cower back towards the B side and try and salvage onto their upgraded pistols and Kevlar. Just seems like they may be doing. As the bomb is planted, 5 players still alive here for VP. As the towel has been thrown in by the corner of HellRaisers, so it's going to go 2-0 here for VP. And the thing is as well, the 5 players staying alive for them with these SMGs means their cash is going to start to swell going forward. Bialy on the hunt as well, trying to see if he can make his money back with that UMP.
So, Snods, I didn't get to hear a word from you on this. Do you think this is going to be a 2-over Virtus.Pro?
I said it was going to 3 maps.
Okay.
But I didn't say he was going to win, did I?
Okay,
I think HellRaisers win this.
You think HellRaisers win, and it's going to go 3 maps. Okay, fair enough. Well, I'm hoping that Virtus.Pro do me proud. I've lent their way. And it's burned me a few times in the past, siding with VP. A lot of the times in the past, actually. Famously in their game versus Fragsters, I felt particularly sore.
So famous.
But yeah, you know, what can I say? Right now, they're going to be feeling very, very good. 2-0 up over on the T side. No money left for HellRaisers in this round. So, going to be the case that VP should be moving 3-0 up, unless something goes disastrously wrong, because Bondic does have armor and a CZ. But that is all they've got. Other than that, it's USPs across the board.
Yeah, one of the things I want to see from HellRaisers here is a better use of the tactical pauses. Obviously, this is just the eco here, so it should be a cleanup of kills for Virtus.Pro. Just to reiterate my point there, I'm hoping we see more pauses called earlier on. From HellRaisers, they made their first pause at 7-2 down. At that point, VP are already 1 round away from pretty much winning the half. It's a bit too late in my eyes. And when we saw the coach as well, Jonta, he seemed so calm, so level-headed. And I feel like for a team like HellRaisers, which is notoriously emotional, having that calm voice during the down times when it goes south could be extremely advantageous going forward for them. So we'd like to see them maybe just take a breather more often and basically utilize all 4 pauses before it gets to a scenario where it is 14-5 or 14-6, which it was last map, because if they had that resurgence a little bit earlier in the first half, this could have been a 12-12 or a 16-13 loss for them. They would have a lot more confidence going into train, but nevertheless, you can't understate how strong VP looked in that last map individually. Especially Mihu and Bialy as well. Bialy, obviously a very famous A-site player, Mirage, known for playing towards those triple boxes on the CT side defense, and he definitely delivered the numbers in that last one. Morel's a player who has, got to be honest, been struggling a bit to find his comfort in the team. Obviously, they've done the thing where each and every eco, it feels like Morel's is pushing forward, trying to get confidence, trying to get himself back into the matchup, but he can't seem to get his feet wet just yet. So, here's his development here. Maybe the last piece VP are looking for to get to that next level. As aggression here in the first buy round, already a frag here for Morels.
Yeah, he is going to fall to Dead Fox, so some realigning of their Morel's compass at the very least. They stop the beating on the A-bomb site for the time being. Going to keep creeping forward. Pasha, very keen with that scout, goes ahead and beheads Dead Fox. Issa flashed off of the E-box, going to do damage to Neo, but Neo is the man to find the frag. And now all the pressure falls on a Fates. Effectively in a 1v4, now actually in a 1v4, and he's going to get dealt with courtesy of Mihu. Virtus.Pro 4-0. No money left for HellRaisers in this round. They're going to get a partial by a little bit. But this is still a very, very strong start for VP. You imagine here, Snods, they're going to be moving on to a 5th round, and that's, you know, that's almost all the rounds you need, right?
Well,
on a T side.
Yeah, exactly, right? The thing for VP is, so far on their T side, they've won the pistol, they've won the first buy round. The money for HellRaisers hasn't been able to be established yet. It means they can't run the double orb setup with Fetz and Dead Fox. They can't have the Molotovs to deny the rush we've already seen from Neo towards team main and Morels through team main as well. And with that lack of utility and firepower as well, that could be detrimental, debilitating going forward. Well, one debilitating thing is losing a player early, as the Deagle from Issa, it feels like with that weapon he is so prolific.
Oh, they're not ready for Bondic on this flank either, but Issa's going to beat him to it. Now the CZ chimes in with its first kill, and Bondic going to be lusting for more pushes on forward. Suddenly it's all left on to Mihu. 1 versus 3, looking to try and show his worth, and he's completely surrounded. Does find Fates there through the corner of the smoke, keeps on aggressing forward, but not ready for Dead Fox. HellRaisers going to steal a round out from underneath VP. Coming into that, they only had armor on, I think, one of the players. I think it was just Bondic with armor. There might have been someone Angel or Fates, but yeah.
Well, 2 opening frags here from Issa. One towards...
It was the one into Pop that was really decent.
And obviously, Dead Fox picking up the weapon towards Pop Dog allows for the extra kills to come in towards team main. So not only is he picking up kills against VP, he's also giving weapons to his teams to utilize to finish the job that he pretty much started. As into round number 6 then. 4-1 is the score, and as Virtus.Pro are now on the cusp of resetting the economy with a round loss bonus back down to 1,400 for HellRaisers, as they set their smokes up in their eyes and their gaze towards the A site. Smokes rain down towards Sandwich, Green Train Connector as well, which looks like a Pop team main split towards the A site, but they're posturing towards B.
Yeah, trying to set this up as a fake, but it has not worked out. Fade's going to go ahead and drop Mihu as he looked to try an entry in towards that B bomb site. They're setting up Neo for the boost. Well, it's Pasha rather being set up for the boost. He's peeking in. Won't spy anyone. Over towards Connector on top of the red train. So going to be forced to bide his time. No opportunity to find any of these trades going to come through for Virtus.Pro.
2 players here though. Bondic towards the grey train will be flashed off the angle. Might see the foot as well from Pasha. As the timing for Fetz not quite in his favour as Neo peeked out just as Fetz unscoped. So maybe there is still a chance for VP as the bomb is dropped above Pop Dog. The problem is though, Harry, no map control in their favour. 20 seconds left on the clock. As they are forced now to funnel themselves in towards the B site, making noise. Basically signifying they are coming towards the B site. This next kill is pivotal.
Bialy, man on the opener, and a second as well. Bondic gets caught looking the wrong way. And now suddenly into a 3-on-3. Pasha has given up the man advantage down towards ramp. Angel continuing to spearhead this charge on in. They're going to lose Neo. It's Bialy left in a 1 versus 3. He has to ace it for the round win here, and Angel's able to trade. HellRaisers are able to hold on to that round. They find themselves their second. Virtus.Pro going to be kicking themselves after they were able to haul themselves back into that. It was a 3v3 as that bomb went down.
It's not Pasha's fault there. Obviously, he unscopes just at the wrong time as they rotate in through Connector, but the problem was Neo pushing in towards Oil Tray meant that no one had the flank from behind. Pasha had to check it, couldn't have the flank come in from Pop Dog. That instantly end the round there. But serendipity potentially for HellRaisers, the timing works perfectly in their favor. Incredible double entry as well. Crucial at that to even get a chance for the bomb to be planted. As HellRaisers claim a second in the row. Round number 7 as we head into another buy round. Smoke coming out from Pasha towards the A site. Sandwich as well. As Morales seems like he's always able to get in towards Sandwich, always able to get in towards these 4 positions against HellRaisers. But this time it's Pasha with the first frag onto Issa, and the star player from HellRaisers would be taken out this one.
Pasha managing himself another, not content with just 2. Angel goes peeking into him, but Mihu finishes things off in the fire and flame. Fates dropped by Bialy. Now leaves all the pressure on Bondic. Wrapping round. Has to finish what Angel started. The bomb going to be on the back of Bialy. He hightails it out of there over here towards B. Neo once again with this aggression might be able to catch Bondic off guard, but instead he's given up that frag, and now we're into the 1v1. The bomb's going to go down inside of the A bomb site. And it all now falls to Bondic to try and keep HellRaisers in this round. Let's not forget, for those of you who are just joining us, VP currently 1-0 up after they were able to best HellRaisers on their map pick of Mirage. Train now the map pick of VP. If they find this round, they're going to be resetting HellRaisers, taking themselves a 5th, poising themselves for a very, very strong T side. And time's already ticked down so far. Bondik has to get on this bomb. Bialy, the ball's in his court, and he's going to go peeking out, silences Bondik, and that will be the 5th round now for Virtus.Pro.
Such an awkward scenario there for Bondik. Playing towards the B site, has to walk all the way towards Pop Dog, shift himself down the ladder, as he couldn't give the sound cue away that it was rotating from B towards Pop. And that basically takes away 20, 15 seconds off of the defuse. Basically forcing his hand by chucking out the Molotov and having to stick the bomb. But a good effort there from Angel. 3 frags from him, but not quite enough to push them over the finish line and get to a 3rd round. And the fact that we're already seeing an eco here from HellRaisers really goes to show how close these rounds have been. Even though HellRaisers won 2 consecutively, it was by the skin of their teeth. $6,000 for Angel, but apart from that, no one else can buy on the international squad of HR. So do they take this round to the chin, allow VP to get to 6 rounds? And the issue when you eco is not only conceding a round, Harry, it's also the economy as well. If you're full eco, you're not going to be getting too many frags notoriously. Instead, you could be giving over $3,000, $4,000 to each player from VP. And with a booming economy, that's not a situation we would be in. However, they've taken the risky approach here. They've gone for the force buy. They put all their eggs in one basket by going for the investment here. As they have an AWP to show for it, the FAMAS as well, as Bondik is tagged to low HP. And NRG as well in yesterday's matchup exploited Bondik towards the B site. Constantly able to trade his frag, Molotov connector, deny the rotations from HR, and basically 1, 2, 3 full gun rounds just off of exploiting that.
Well, Virtus.Pro going to look to try and be the Virtus plow, charging in towards this B-bomb site. They best Bondik. Angel now. Quick double. That's all they needed from him and a little bit more. As he picks up 2, he's made this round possible into the 3-on-3 and feints. Just annihilated by Pasha. Dead Fox is able to trade. And this time, Neo not going to be trying to go aggressive down towards Oil or Connector. Instead, holds this flank ground, and there's that crucial frag onto Issa. That nade is picture perfect as well. Dead Fox has dropped out of this round. He has to hold on to the FAMAS and the armor into the next. Virtus.Pro going to be going up 6-2 here on their T side of train.
And that lead should extend as well. Once you take a look at the cash, or the lack of the cash here for HR to work with, I mean, 6-2 already, Harry. Additionally as well, they're going to be forced onto an eco. 7-2 already, just 9 rounds being played out from VP as long as they can win versus the USPs. And showing a completely different face to what we saw on the first day. And even earlier today, only what, 5 hours ago, 4 hours ago versus 5 power. Maybe the unorthodox approach of playing versus the Asian team caught them off guard, their tempo, their style of play. Maybe just from scrimming and playing tournaments in Europe versus HR, they feel more comfortable versus them. But aggression towards the outside side, obviously, as anticipated, a complete cleanup of the players from HR. VP, 5 players staying alive. So in terms of cash, $4,000-ish on average across the board for the 5 players here. So they can afford a buy if they lose this 10th round, which means we need to see some consistency here from HellRaisers. They need to win 2 rounds back-to-back if they want to be forcing out some Deagles and CZs to try and get themselves back into this matchup, because when we see comebacks, Harry, it's typically from eco rounds, from quasi rounds where you break the opposition's economy.
Well, I mean, HellRaisers had to put everything into this round, and even then you see the MP9 up on Issa. That is going to be a lot less than they would have liked to have worked with. He's going to try and go aggressive with it over here towards Made. That Made's already tagged him down low, and he's going to be forced to back away. It's Angel to open up. First kill found over onto Neo. Hasn't gone off to the best of starts, has Neo right now. And he's silenced early on in this round. Now, Issa in the meantime with his MP9 working his way in a Pop Dog. This is the perfect position for this weapon to play. He could just hold his own. It's a very crucial avenue of the map. Going to be going toe-to-toe with Morels, a man who has been struggling within this Virtus.Pro roster since he was brought in to replace Snacks. Pasha gone sneaking right on by Angel, and that's now given him a means of getting into the back line. Only time will tell who this benefits more. It's going to be Pasha as he spots out the man in question. The brains behind HellRaisers is going to get bested by the brawn of Pasha, as he's reclaimed that man advantage back into a 4-on-4, and now they try and split in towards the A bomb site. Dead Fox is smoked off and cut out of this round. It's Fates now who has to make all the difference. And while he is good for one, that's going to be it.
No smoke here from VP to smoke off towards Connector, or just smoke off anything to try and get the bomb down. As the Molotov will come out towards the stop sign, trying to see if they can force the peek from Dead Fox. Still going to go for it though, as Issa with the time peek, but not quite the accuracy with the MP9 will fall short. As now from the 4 versus 3, HellRaisers concede their man advantage into the 2 versus 3.
Yes, Bondic and Fates left in this. Fates manages that first frag, but time working against them as the bomb is down. Fates manages that frag, and now Pasha, 1 versus 2, is good for the first. Fates taps on the bomb, and Pasha just toying with him. Not going to go peeking into this, realizes it's all going to be the fake. The times tick down too low for HR, and Fates can look to try and run with his tail between his legs. He does find Pasha on the exit, but that's the round going to be going the way of VP. Up 8-2 right now on their map pick of Train.
There's a very big issue right now for HellRaisers on their CT side, and that's towards the B site, Harry. Fates, as the rotate player on CT side Train, obviously filling in for the positions of Woxic, has to constantly be towards the B site. At the start of the round, he's there backing up Bondic, holding Bondic's heaven. Bondic obviously playing towards the coils, holding towards the lower ramp. But the problem is they're having to have that extra man towards the B bomb site does open up a window of opportunity for the lurk players from VP. Pasha with an AWP able to silently worm his way through Olof in towards Sandwich, come in from behind towards Green Train, and open up this A site and basically wedge their opening by brute force. And now in a 6-round deficit, that deficit may also increase as their cash just isn't there, Harry. Fates did save the M4, but apart from that, I mean, 1 Desert Eagle, 2 now, the Dead Fox is invested into 1 as well, 2 smokes, 2 CZs. This could be the 9th round for VP, as already on 8, they've won the half.
Yeah, I mean, this T-side has already been above and beyond what was needed of Virtus.Pro here on Train. HellRaisers not stepping up to the mark. Not showing that same level we've seen from them these last few days. Oh, Dead Fox as well. Going to go ahead and eat that nade. And Bondic is the man who's about to be tested more so than the rest of HellRaisers. Alone and inside of this B-bomb site. Doesn't have Angel here this time around to help him. Now, speak of the devil, it's going to go ahead and drop Bialy, but now Bondic, he has to get 1 at the very least. They do already have that man advantage. He doesn't manage it. Mihu in with the decapitation. And now we're into a 4-on-4 as the bomb goes down.
Problem here for HellRaisers is Bondic keeps playing the exact same positions over and over again. It feels like if he's not playing behind coil, he's playing close towards the ramp. And VP anticipating those plays each and every time, but maybe in the retake they could have a chance still. Bomb is planted. There's no flank coming in towards Popdog. Even if there was, Neo has that angle covered. Bomb planted for the ramp here, as it feels like HellRaisers, with the bomb already ticked away about 25, 30 seconds, don't feel too optimistic about this one.
I tell you what, you know, the analysts and yourself both predicting HellRaisers to win this series. Me, maybe Trace, who's pretty smart as well. The only 2 people who said VP were going to take it. And here's what I'll say. I've seen the script, Snods. I know how this goes down. VP, they 2-0 this series. They 2-0 Tyloo. They look fantastic. They get into the final, and then they lose to whoever they play there. That's how this happens. Because that's just VP in China for some reason. They love it.
There's a philosophy in investment, in many other things in life where...
Oh, this is good.
Even though you're correct, you can also be wrong at the same time. Because when you look at it on paper, Virtus.Pro, going close, 16-14, overtime versus 5 power. HellRaisers is a team that is on the rise in terms of Europe, just qualified online for ESL 1 New York.
Okay.
So on paper, it did seem as if it was going to be a HellRaisers win. I mean, even the analysis desk, obviously they're paid to be here. They have something to say, and obviously their money is where their mouth is, and they predicted a 2-0 even. So even though, yes, you're looking like you're going to be right here, Harry, there is also the question of why did you even think about that in the first place?
You know, because history tends to repeat itself, Snods. That's why.
And what happened the last time they played on Train?
you know, we don't want to talk about that. I was speaking more about their history here in China.
Now, obviously, VP looks very, very good.
Geographical history. Here's Morels charging in towards this A bomb site. If you want to see geographical history repeat itself, here's Morels sneaking on out over towards A. He's done that time and time again, and this time it's netted him 2 quick frags. Admittedly, trades have come in, courtesy of Fates and Dead Fox, trying hard as they might to keep things going for HR here. VP, they have grinded down to a halt, unable to progress too much further into this bomb site. They've spotted out Dead Fox, but Dead Fox is faster on the trigger. And now it's going to be HR with the man advantage. Bondik down from Pop Dog, catches Pasha unaware, and it is just Bialy. 1 versus 3. It's not going to be happening anytime soon. Dead Fox, a nice 3K to cement that round for HellRaisers.
A 3rd round so far on the CT side as they lose the pistol, they lose the first buy round. That's a string of 4 rounds already. They get 2 buy rounds back to back, and then they get reset. The money gets sent into disarray, and they lose 5 on the drop. That's why we do see the 6-round difference. As with 9 rounds already, even if VP concede the remaining rounds here on their T side, they're going to be very content going over onto their CT half. And a lot of pressure on the shoulders from HR, because if they lose that second half pistol, it's not going to be looking too optimistic for HellRaisers. But Fets flashed off the angle. Bialy going to be able to take control towards Ali as the HE does connect some substantial damage as well. And this is usually a smoke used for a burst. You smoke the end of Ali, you gain control here, you'd group up behind that smoke if you're on CZs and pistols, you'd flash through it and charge and swarm an AWPer there. Instead though, that one smoke will force out the rotations from HellRaisers, or at that, Fets is going to stay towards Connector, moving away from the backlines as VP leave towards Ali, poised and positioned outside T-main as the Molotov will flush up Pasha momentarily, but there is still a minute left on the clock here for VP to work with, so they can regain control towards Pop Dog, regain control towards T-main, and still try and split this A site through the 3 positions.
Well, this is his first point of contact. He has support from Angel, and these two have done a fantastic job of holding off these pushes in the last few rounds. This time, Issa's only good for 1, and Angel has to back away into the warm embrace of Dead Fox. While they're cuddling it out down towards Ivy, though, VP trying to progress in towards the A-bomb site. Fates holds his own. Angel going to help him out, and piece by piece, Virtus.Pro are overthrown. That's going to be HellRaisers picking up their 4th round here. But still, 9-4 scoreline between these two teams. With VP being over on the T side, it almost feels like these scores should be the other way around if you still want to be too hopeful for HellRaisers.
Angel right now, 12 frags to his name. Fets as well, the standing on 11. Issa down at 5 kills, and for HellRaisers, typically when they have the full roster, it's the dynamic duo of Woxic on the AWP, Issa as the entry fragger to open up the sights on their T side, to hold the sights on their CT side. And it feels like he's gone missing into this matchup here. It is going to be the eco here coming out from VP as they save the final round in the first half of the second map. A clean round at that, but obviously cash is not the commodity this late into the half. It's all about rounds. They have enough money anyway to buy into this one. It doesn't matter about being reset and keeping their money afloat. All that matters now is getting that 6th round here and having that extra confidence going in to the next half. Obviously, you'll know this as well. I mean, the mental difference between a 10-5 half and a 9-6 is huge. It feels like when you're 9-6 down, you can win that second half pistol, you can come back into it, draw it 9-9, and basically feel as if you were always in the running for it. But for Bondik, Auto Sniper was picked up, then dropped over. So not going to be bringing out that gimmicky weapon here. As instead, Bondik is alone towards the B site. Fets this time hasn't gone here, maybe anticipating Virtus.Pro to keep up the high tempo towards the A site. But this time, Morels hasn't gone towards T-main, and feels like HellRaisers have a bit of an inkling here. Stacking 2 players towards the B site, but this time it's Angel. And this could be the right call here to get them that 6th round. Ooh, actually, they've just used their second smoke towards B. That does signal there's 2 players here, Harry, and that might slow Virtus.Pro down. They might take pop control here in return.
Yeah, you can see they're looking dubious as to whether or not to continue that nade onto Pasha. Certainly not going to inspire confidence, but they seem dedicated right now. Bondik starts to back away. Angel Forster in the site. Bondic going to be retrieving that auto sniper now. Holds from afar. Him and Angel trying to keep VP out of the bomb site, but it's just not happening. The auto doesn't even fire a shot, doesn't play into this round whatsoever. Neither do Bondic or Angel. As now the IGL behind HellRaisers has to just sit back and hope that Fates, Dead Fox, and Issa can keep them in this round. As you say, a 6-9 scoreline does feel much more redeemable. It's not going to be happening anytime soon. Neo finding the opener. Now Issa and Fates left alive. These two, last time they were in China together, did play on the same team. They played together for the SL I-League Invitational. This time around, they're not going to be happening. Morales finishes things off, and it's a 10-5 half in favor of Virtus.Pro on their map pick. They sit 1-0 up in the series right now, and now they need 6 more rounds to send HellRaisers home and guarantee their slot versus Tyloo. We'll be back with the second half after the break. Virtus.Pro currently 10-5 up versus HellRaisers here in map number 2 in this deciding best of 3. Currently they sit 1-0 up in this series after a decisive victory over on Mirage, the map pick of HellRaisers. Now moving into their CT side, they need 6 rounds to send HR home and guarantee their spot in the semi-finals versus Tyloo.
And that pistol round could gain them half of those 6 rounds if they win it. Win the pistol, 11-5, conversion rounds as well, a 13-5 scoreline. Could definitely be feasible here for VP if they can take this second half pistol and win both of them throughout the whole map. As Dead Fox, Molotov smoke, probably going to be a smoke down lower, Molotov out towards Connector to deny the rotations towards B. But let's see if there's anything different here. Oh, the smoke comes out towards the backline sandwich smoke actually, but this means Pasha towards Connector can land those shots.
Well, Pasha's going to fall short. Bialy goes ahead and leaves as well for the time being, waiting for the rest of VP to come rotating in to help him out. Now we're going to start to edge his way back into this, and HellRaisers have got aggressive, pushing on up, going to try and force these fights with the Glocks. At close range, Neo's able to find the opener. Mihu snuck by in the meantime. No one was ready for it, but he misses the opportunity. It's Pasha and Bialy left alive, and Bialy in a 1v2. He was keen back on Mirage. He has to do even better than that now, and while he has found Issa, time's already ticked far too low. It's not going to be happening anytime soon, and HellRaisers will be picking up the pistol here on trade.
Pivotal round for HR to win if they wanted a chance of bringing this one back into capable hands. 10-6 then. VP should be going for the force buy here. Pasha did save the defuse kit as well, which means if VP can get off to a good start here in the force buy, maybe a 1 deke from Mihu, 1 or 2 frags, then they're always going to have that fighter's chance, that puncher's chance in the retake. But in terms of the force buy, going to be the double scout setup here. Neo just going to be investing into the deagle. I imagine he dropped over a scout to Pasha, as he has Kevlar to back up that scout. Smoke coming in towards... Ooh, connector from the B half. That's a nice smoke. Obviously, never seen it thrown from that angle. We usually see this smoke when it is a B rush, and aforementioned, it is going to be the B rush itself.
Yeah, but to do that, they have to get past Neo. He holds close inside of the bomb site. Dead Fox gets rid of it, makes that look very, very easy. It is just going to be the force buy from VP, let's not forget. And only Mihu left alive. He's been able to sneak on by. He's gone. Ooh, he's playing this well. Holds off the shots for the time being. Maybe he fires a little bit too early, but I guess didn't want to chance it. You know, not expecting too much from him there. It's a 1v5. And it's going to be the round going the way of HR. 7-10 now, and a chance at an 8th round as VP just have to bite their tongues and wait for the full buy in the next.
Smoke investment by Neo on their full eco, so he may decide to smoke B lower, stack towards the A site, try and see if he can funnel HellRaisers into going to a site which they've stacked, or smoke T main. Oh no, he's going for a pop dog smoke. The problem is though, he's not going to be able to get there in time. 2 frags on the cross towards Pop Dog from Angel as the cavalry arrives towards Pop. And as expected, it is going to go 10-8 as HellRaisers claim all of the conversion rounds after claiming the pistol. 2 rounds now between these 2 teams as it goes neck and neck into the latter portion of this second map. Round number 19 though, Harry. The bread and butter of Counter-Strike, the buy rounds themselves. No AWP though for the CT side. So Pasha going to have to make do with the M4. Interesting thing to note as well, no player saving for the defuse kit, which means if HellRaisers can do a fast step play towards B, A, get that bomb down in the afterplant, they are going to be heavy favourites versus VP. So will Virtus.Pro get aggressive here and try and force the issue?
Well, they certainly do. There's Mihu to find the opener. And HellRaisers desperate to find an equalizer, but nothing going to present itself just yet. Neo still holding close to the other side of this smoke. And Dead Fox is already up and past it. There's the trade frag finally found, courtesy of Dead Fox. EP going to extend another man further forward, and Dead Fox, fast feet, even faster on the trigger, going to go to find his second of the round. Mihu manages an equalizer at the very least down towards Ivy. Damage inflicted onto Fates. Bondit going to get tagged down as well. HellRaisers grinding to a halt, and they still have to go back to grab that bomb. And keep your eye on Mihu because he's just discovered it. That might not even matter though if Pasha can shut down all these players as they try and exit into the bomb site. It's just Fates left alive, and Mihu sitting on the bomb. This is an impossible clutch from the stand-in of HR.
5 HP as well. Even though the bomb is right behind him, it's still going to be in the claws of VP. And there you have it. Bialy, 1 shot to the body of Fetz will grant them the 11th round going forward. And now in terms of cash, how much money was HR able to build up over the course of the conversion rounds? They can still go for a full buy here into the 20th, but after this one, it may get a bit lackluster. Pasha with the double kill towards stop sign to turn this into an advantageous round for VP. And for HellRaisers, if they lose this round here, Harry, it's going to go 12-8, maybe even an eco as well, 13-8, and VIP are going to be so close at getting that 16th round and sending them home. As alley control going to be denied early on from VP. The single smoke from Mihu will slow down the pace of the default from HellRaisers. As well, going to be Morels in towards Pop Dog. getting aggressive as ever as we saw him on the T side of this earlier half. But from VP, anticipating something towards the B side, it seems. Pasha going to be backing up Bialy towards B. And as I said, that they go for more of a passive setup here, maybe expecting execution. They can play passive, allow the smokes to be wasted by HellRaisers, then play the afterplant and the retake, and have an advantage there.
Neo, a little bit too far forward, doesn't check for Angel. That's a big misstep. As now, man advantage gained. Morel's going to be trying to hide and use this smoke that he threw down and extinguished the molly to his advantage. Chipped up by Dead Fox, but not spotted just yet. Tempting him to head on down, and Dead Fox now spots Morel's, but Morel's, that's a key frag to find. An equalizer. Mihu going to now pick up the man advantage in favor of VP. A little bit more as through the smoke he manages one. Pasha deletes Issa, and Bondik left in a 1v3. Has managed the first frag at the very least. Still a lot more left to do. And it's Mihu continuing this aggression in through Olaf. Going to finish things off as Virtus.Pro move on. A 12th round of their name. And the reset coming in onto HR.
$3,000 across the board here for HellRaisers. Angel, the only one avoiding that at 5,000, so he can afford the buy, but no one else from his team can. As HellRaisers go for their first tactical timeout here, and again, is it too late? Actually, no, apologies, it's their third. It's just the indicator on the second monitor lying to me, but third timeout here. Obviously, they've still got one more left in the bank if they want to bring it out, but for VP, 4-round advantage so far. It seems like they have the grasp on this matchup. Obviously, for HellRaisers, the only rounds they've won in the second half was the pistol, so if VP had won the pistol, Harry, this would be a 15-5 scoreline, and the match pretty much as good as done. So it really goes to show how different the halves really do play out if you do win or lose that pistol. But for HellRaisers here, as I said before, money is fairly low, so we'll be going for a bit of a quasi-buy. Angel going to be investing in for the AK, so it's more of that CIS force buy is what I like to call it. One player invests into the AK, 4 remaining players just eco. They always have that puncher's chance of the round, having that sole AK onto Angel. He can try and get some frags here, open up a site. Right now he is the head fragger for HellRaisers at 17 kills. And he's going to go for the concept play towards the B site. The only issue for him though, 2 players situated here from Virtus.Pro as they're anticipating something towards the Bravo site.
Yes, indeed. Pasha. Oh, well, he might have been expecting something in towards B. He's going to go and take one of the domes. Certainly was not expecting that. The aggression continues here from HellRaisers. Dead Fox going to go and get that bomb down, but Bialy's lined up 3 quick kills, and oh my goodness! Virtus.Pro propelled back into this retake with all the force in the world. It's Angel wrapping round from behind. Has to try and make all the difference. Dead Fox has to bide time. He's going to take a couple. His little tippy toes just managed to get him out of there in time. As Angel on this flank looks to be anything but for VP. Looks to be the demon in the back, but it will be Morel's to shut him down. Dead Fox naded to the grave, and that will be VP securing a 13th round.
Such a smart play there from Bialy. As soon as Passa loses out the duel towards Connector, and once he sees that smoke coming towards Connor the Molotov there, he's anticipating the backline push from the CZs. They need to get into close range battles. And to do that, they have to push towards Connector. They have to push towards the Golden Train. And it was the smoke towards Con that gave away the play from HellRaisers. They were going to push.
So he's just so good.
I know. He preemptives the play, falls back towards CT, dodges the flashbang, waits a second for HellRaisers to clear it. They think it's clear. They think they're safe. And from the rear, he lines up 3 with a hat-trick spray down and cements VP on their 13th. Pasha doesn't get away scot-free. Will actually lose his life in that exchange, but not before he does. 77 points of damage to Bondik.
Still, he's handed an AWP over to HellRaisers entirely for free, as well as that man advantage. Issa's keeping an eye on the aggression in through main, and Morels is going to be the man who could give something up. Tagged by Issa. Morels going to start to back away. Mihu, in the meantime, going to test the waters down. Ivy catches the timing, and Fates, in that split second, decides to look away, starts to line up a smoke, and that will be his demise. Back into a 4-on-4.
Disciplined play there from Mihu. You saw you wanted to go for that wide face, try to get that extra frag towards T-spawn. But Dead Fox is going to be able to bring this one back into a favourable position for HellRaisers, but not for long, as Mihu's still here fragging.
Only good for one this time around, and Angel delivering with that scavenged AWP. It was Pasha who gave it over to them early on, and now Angel taking it in his stride. It is Papa blessed. Bialy left in a 1v3, and it's just not happening. He's going to have to look to try and save. HellRaisers moving on to a 9th round. VP still with money to buy. We take a look at that right now. Going to be getting 1,400 at the end of this, so Bialy can drop a gun over. So the buy isn't going to be too great if they do decide to go for it. Going to have 4 rifles in play. Very limited in terms of the utility that you can afford. Three players surviving for HellRaisers. They're going to have to rebuy, meaning they're still vulnerable as well in terms of their economy. And this leaves a lot of emphasis on this coming round. HellRaisers moving on to a 9th means that if VP are going to be lured into the buy, and they'll be lined up for a reset. Same story, though, going to be leaning the way of HellRaisers. So neither team looking too great. And for HR, loss in the next round could mean the difference between staying in this, continuing, trying to take us through to a 3rd map, or their journey in Shanghai coming to a close now.
You can see HellRaisers slowly grinding out the rounds. 9-13 as VP still have the 4-round advantage going forward. But in terms of cash, both teams getting fairly poor. And this is the round which puts it on a knife's edge. If VP win it, you could argue HellRaisers are done for good. And with shots like that from Pasha. Ooh, and Fetz as well. Actually, this round's still up for grabs here. 4 versus 4. As Mihu going to be forced off the ankle towards Alice. The Molotov will force him back. B upper control coming in here from Bondik. And Dead Fox. So now this is where things get so awkward for VP. They're down a man. Their defense is going to be spread thin. They have to keep control of Pop Dog. If Morel goes down, could spell the end.
He's going to get Molotov'd out of Pop. Now, there's no one in main from HellRaisers to catch him as he falls back here, so he's going to be allowed to stay in Pop Dog for the time being. Doesn't want to take this fight versus Dead Fox, though. He won it out last time when he had the M4, the MP9. Not going to have that same penetrative power to get up through the Pop Dog position. My goodness, so many P's in one sentence. But he's going to instead turn his attention over towards main.
Well, 4 versus 4. The round's still anyone's game here. Bomb towards the B upper portion of the B site here. But actually, as I say, that Bondik looks like he's going to be handing that one over. As they had the utility here for the execution. 3 smokes to smoke the cross towards default. Smoke down towards the B site. As instead, going to be forcing their way through a firepower. Mihu to bring this round back in the favor for VP as... Ooh, Neo nearly landed the shot there onto Dead Fox before he can get the bomb planted. And Morales is here on the crime scene. As the next kill could set the winner. Dead Fox close in towards Oil Train. Bondik, ooh, actually caught off guard there by Neo. So, all down to the Hungarian superstar. As he's hungry for this one to try and keep him in it.
He most certainly is. Dead Fox, it all falls onto him and he just misses the timing, turns his attention back towards Oil. And in doing so, he signs his own death warrant. It's going to be 14-9 in favor of Virtus.Pro. Luckily enough, with that bomb going down, buying becomes less of a problem for HellRaisers. It's not going to be the most picture-perfect buy you've ever seen, but it's not going to be too limited either. I think they should have 4 rifles, if I'm reading that right, maybe 3. Depends how they want to play it, how much utility they want to take with them.
This is the problem here for me. HellRaisers, as I pointed out before the round did finish, they had 3 smokes to utilize. They only used one of them for the sandwich to cross onto the site. They didn't smoke towards lower. And it left such a good opportunity for Mihu just to snipe down 2 players with the M4, get the man advantage for VP, and obviously claw it back in the retake. But aggression towards Ali early on here from the poles, also towards the B side with Pasha's AWP, as it is the man advantage once again for the veterans of VP. Neo, Morels, all chiming in for one.
Oh my goodness, just Angel left alive, 1v5, and at this point in time, VP going to be reaching map and series point. They need 1 more round to secure their spot in the semi-finals versus Tai Lu and succeed in sending HellRaisers home. The boys on the desk said it couldn't happen. Virtus.Pro looking to prove them wrong here in Shanghai. They need 1 more round, and money has run out for HR. They can get a rifle up on Bondik. Issa can take a sacrifice, throw a rifle over to someone like Angel or Fates, Dead Fox even. I mean, all those guys putting up numbers right now. Is he going to do it, though? That's sort of...
You see, you say Angel dropping over the weapon. The problem is, though, for HellRaisers, right now the highest fragging player is Angel himself. So you can argue maybe he keeps the weapon. Obviously, he is the one top performing currently. Issa at 11 frags, feels like he's never found his form or his footing in this matchup so far. And you can really see the difference in firepower, the difference in success, and how much they rely just on the skill of Issa to open up their T rounds and to cement themselves on their CT side to gain an advantage. But still, now there was just yet. VP 15-9, 6 rounds separates us between overtime, as they have 2, 3 CZs, 1 Desert Eagle, and 1 AK to try and see if they can get to double digits.
I mean, this is the strat they've had to fall back on, the Rush B. It's a matchmaking classic. That is now the strat that has to hold HellRaisers' position here in this deciding best of 3. And they're going to be running into none other than Pasha over here in Connect. They're going to miss that opening shot, so now they can look to get this bomb down. It's Morels in through the smoke, and a dispatch of Issa. The bomb currently on the back of Dead Fox, looks to get planted. Man advantage still in favor of Virtus.Pro, and this aggression allowing the CZs to get into these close angles. This is where they are going to be most deadly. Bialy, team flash, not enough to lead to his demise though. Morel's going to manage his second of the round, and now Bondik, the lone man with the rifle, left to try and keep HR in this, and oh my goodness, him and Dead Fox between them doing the damage. But it is just Dead Fox left. 1v2, couldn't do it in the round prior. Has to do it now if HellRaisers want to stay here in Shanghai. Quick shot with the Deeg, but
he may have done it.
Able to get the trade. There's enough time left for the defuse. Virtus.Pro, they are going to be the victors here in this best of 3. They send HellRaisers home, and they book their ticket to the semis versus Tyloo in a few days' time.
Well, 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 a 2-0 swift victory for Virtus.Pro, and to be honest, it didn't even look close. Not even double digits there on the T side from HellRaisers. As for VP, now locked into the top 4.
Yeah, Virtus.Pro once again. Shanghai proved to be a city of second chances and a city of second places for them. We're going to throw this over to the analyst desk along with Trace to break that one down.
Yep, that's exactly right. Thank you guys, and good work today. I'm sure we'll be hearing from you guys tomorrow. Now, my goodness, Virtus.Pro have done it. They have secured a victory here and have actually stayed alive a little bit longer as we go deeper and deeper into the Intel Extreme Masters 2018 Shanghai edition, brought to you, of course, well, by us. So, guys, let's talk about the VP that we just saw. Let's talk a little bit about some of the positives we could take away right away from this new-looking VP almost.
Yeah, and it's actually quite a few positives to really take away from this. First off, they're playing as a team. Which is also pretty always pretty beneficial when you go up against decent teams at a decent scale. So that's right off the bat a positive sign from them. And again, we got another game where all 5 players on the side of VP actually showed up. They came to play. We didn't have that scenario where it's only Pasha and Bialy, or only Pasha or only Bialy actually putting in the work that's needed. It was actually everyone contributing for the better part of the game, which has been a rarity. It's been a far and few between. So I think this is really just what we need to see more of going forward.
I mean, they proved us wrong, right? We thought it was going to be 2-1, 2-0 to HR initially. Then we're like 2-1 to HR. They just proved us wrong completely. And yeah, I really liked, firstly, the comms seemed to be on point. Like there were rarely any moment where HR on that train map especially, they were never able to sneak in. They were trying to be sneaky, sending an Angel towards Connector late in the round post bomb plan and whatnot. But the comms were on point. Everyone was hitting the shots. Pasha was just a revelation today, right? He was really hitting all the shots. Bialy was on point. Morels was having a pretty good day as well. Everyone doing everything, and all of a sudden, from being a team which we were kind of like, yeah, they're out of this yesterday, and today all of a sudden they're looking like potential favorites. What's even
Does that look like a man that is ready to go out of this tournament? Look at this man.
It's a pretty old picture though, Trace.
No, not on me. Look at him. Look at him. Yes.
There we go.
That man right there. That is the face of a guy that is on his way to the semis
Against Tyloo.
Yeah, it's going to be a
rematch.
It's going to be an interesting one to see how that one actually meshes up in some sort of. Yeah, there it is. But anyway, yeah, okay. So let's talk a little bit about these HellRaisers, though, because we can't just leave them out in the cold. Of course, they do come into this with a stand-in and we say that time and time again, but this stand-in was significantly more comfortable with this lineup, so I don't necessarily want to give that a difference.
Yeah, I wouldn't, because they did, after they had a short vacation, they came back, they did have a quick boot camp, so to speak, with Fets earlier, so it's not like they just came in dry, so to speak, right? They have practiced, they've tried to change a playstyle to fit in Fets. Fets has played with HellRaisers for a quite considerably long period of time last year before he got, I think the last game he played was with them in the EPL finals in winter last year. So yeah, this, I don't want to take away anything from VP. HR did what they could, but it just wasn't good enough, and the absence of Woxic was sorely felt, especially on maps where things don't seem to go their way. You've always seen the Woxic Issa combo go, stand up and kind of carry the team throughout. But this time around, Issa was compared a little quiet as well, and things, just kind of fell apart, so to speak, for HellRaisers.
Things fell apart for HellRaisers, but one man that is holding it all together there for Virtus.Pro would be their coaching staff, a man by the name of Cuban. If you have any earthly idea about Counter-Strike, then this man needs no introduction. Take it away, guys.
Yeah, Cuban. You're going to hang around a little bit longer in Shanghai. I'm pleased for you. I know there's a huge crowd coming to ChinaJoy, biggest digital and gaming festival in Asia. Massive event that we're going to from tomorrow. There's a lot of people coming to see VP, and they're going to.
Yeah, I wouldn't stand us leaving home so early. And I'm really happy, not about passing the group seed, but playing the home team in the semi-final title, right? So, yeah, this is what we love to do, to break hearts of the home crowd.
Yeah.
And yeah,
you've had your heart broken as a home crowd, though. I remember Katowice, so I was there when you guys had 11,000 fans screaming for you in the Spodek. That's really special. Now you're going to do it the other way around.
The year the guys won in Katowice, I wasn't in the team yet. I was having a break, but yeah, I've lost twice in Katowice in front of the crowd, so...
Time to inflict that on someone else.
Yeah.
So VP today, very different to yesterday. Chatted to Pasha earlier on. He was saying about Morels yesterday being quite different to how he's turned up today and putting bodies down all over. What's been the big change for you? What have you said to the team to turn it around so dramatically?
I just knew how the practice went during last 2 or 3 weeks. We are really confident. Like maybe the first game on LAN wasn't so good, so it wasn't in Valencia at DreamHack as well. But we've really improved our city side. Maybe in T side we had a couple of struggle round, but when we start good communication, we are really on point, and I think we can go to the final. Really, I believe in a team, and like if we don't stop believing, we can go as far as we can.
That's something that I think is particularly true for VP. It seems like a team who gets a lot of people on its back when things aren't going well. There's a lot of people with high expectations of VP, and everybody's like, oh, they're here, are they going to let us down again? That's a big pressure. You guys are dealing with it well?
I mean, it's more like it depends on how much we work on ourselves, and if we keep on improving and we do the work we should do, what I think we even in the past we did, but like in sport, in competition, you can't have results all the time. Like even though we've been struggling, I know that our fans are passing by, but we are really doing what we would have to, and like the scores will come, results will come. I mean, and yeah, I believe in the team, and I do my work. The guys are improving as well from day one to another, and like I'm sure we'll be back on top sometime.
It could be in Shanghai. We'll find out. They're going to be playing Tyloo in the semi-finals. Congratulations to VP. Hanging around a bit longer, Trez.
Hanging around just a little bit longer, staying alive, and of course our Fungineers there wrapping it up for the day. And that is just about the way that cookie crumbles. Virtus.Pro can breathe easy tonight knowing that they're going to be going into that semifinal against Tyloo. But just very quickly, let me get some closing thoughts from you guys regarding this matchup.
If I was Tyloo, I'd be a little worried right now. This VP looks suddenly dangerous, and bear in mind, last time they faced off was in CSC, was on the stage, if I'm not mistaken, and Tyloo got decimated by VP. Not completely decimated, but
it was a close game.
It was a close game, right?
Absolutely, but they did silence the crowd.
They did silence the crowd, and this is a VP which could be deadly. Something about Shanghai and VP. Last year was the Starlight Invitational. They came second place. They lost to Renegades. Then CSC, they lost to Na'Vi, and now this time, are they going to take the crown? Suddenly, it's all over the place, right? We will have VP's out of this tournament, and suddenly they're back. A little heartbreaking for HellRaisers, but this is good. Good to see that VP VP at least might put up a challenge in this event.
You know, they might put up a challenge, but only time will tell. And perhaps so that you can probably understand what exactly is going on here at the Intel Extreme Masters, we're going to go ahead and take a look at Group A. That is where we will kick off our discussion of how this is broken down thus far to the semifinals. Energy and Virtus.Pro you will see sitting there, not so much of a comfortable path for Virtus.Pro. But talk to me about this bracket, guys.
I mean, again, things panned out, well, initially as expected. Energy breezing by their games, actually dropping a map versus HellRaisers, which caught some of us by surprise, me especially. And then through the lower bracket, obviously, we saw Virtus.Pro with a shaky start, as you mentioned, but then turning things completely 180 for that matchup versus HellRaisers, solidifying their spot in the semifinals and at ChinaJoy. So that's exciting to see.
How about this? Bleh, how exciting is Group B? Because that's what you're about to be talking about right now, Group B.
Group B was fun, right? There was Gambit, Tyloo. I think Group B turned out, I mean, it's going to turn out to be a little bit more expected, apart from that big upset that Boot had over Gambit, right? So Boot's going to be playing against Gambit tomorrow. We had Boot beating Gambit in the best of one. Surprise, surprise, surprise that was for everyone. Tyloo decimating Greyhound in a convincing fashion. And Tyloo have looked the best team so far in this event. They are waiting in the semifinals. And then Greyhound, they had a fight against Gambit. Gambit looking better than it did yesterday.
Much better.
Much better. And tomorrow's going to be Boot versus Gambit at one best of three. And it's going to be a rematch. It's going to be a vengeance match, so to speak. And I don't think Boot's going to really... I'll be very honest right here. I know we're going to be in Death tomorrow and all that, but I don't think Boot stand a chance against this Gambit, especially in the best of three. It's going to be rough.
Wow, could be rough. And, well, we do like to do things a little rough around here. Maybe
Yeehaw.
more so with the ChinaJoy is not really where you want to get roughed up. Let's take a look at the playoff bracket so that you can understand where we are coming from. Virtus.Pro Tyloo will be your semifinal there on the bottom, and Energy versus a to-be-determined opponent. Yes, that is correct, what TBD means, to be determined.
Yeah, so that's either going to be Gambit, obviously, or Boot to get in that.
I'd be shocked if Boot make it, but whatever it is, Virtus.Pro Tyloo, that's a matchup to definitely watch. NRG, another favorite. So I think we're heading to what's going to be a climactic battle, so to speak, in the grand finals.
Climactic. Galactic. It can really be. We could just keep going with that.
Let's go.
Intergalactic.
Let's go.
Planetary. I ran out of Beastie Boys references. Anyway, that's it for us today. And from the Kapinski, we're going to be going down to the ChinaJoy starting tomorrow. We're kicking off a little Boot Dreamscape, and it's going to be a hell of a banger. We don't want to have you anywhere but with us when we kick this back off tomorrow. One best of three, and that'll be all she wrote. We'll see you tomorrow.
Cheers.